What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. We've already talked about Legend Uta coming in this brand new One Piece movie collection, Uta's birthday celebration Sugo-Fest. That is a mouthful. Uta is a very fascinating legend, so if you want to see my thoughts and opinions on that, go check out that video. After recording it, I'm recording straight away into looking at the next legend, which is going to be Borsalino and Isho, and I have not read anything about this character yet, so I have no idea what to expect. So this is going to be my first reaction to reading this character. So I hope that they're good. So it is going to be a dual unit, which we know for sure. Borsalino and Isho, or as they're titled, KIZARU and Fujitora Admirals after the Diva. So this character here is a dual unit. KIZARU is Sai, and Isho is Isho is Sai. Borsalino is Int. Shooter Slasher, okay. They're a final tap character. They do have Barrier Pen, which I'm a big fan of. Let's go into their captain ability. Where's that? Here we go. So this is their dual captain ability. Reduces crew special charge time by 1 at the start of the quest. Sai Int Slasher Shooter, 1.3 health, 5.25 attack, 5.5 when you have Sai Int or Tandem. Okay, very basic. Boosts chance of landing Sai, or landing Tandem should I say. Sai Int Tandem are matching. Crew cannot be blown away. Okay, I kind of like that. If 3 or more slashes are on the crew, reduces all enemies' HP by 10% at the start of the turn, at the end of the turn. Ooh, okay, interesting. If 3 or more shooters are on the crew, add 0.2 to the minimum chain multiplier value. Ooh, okay. I like that. I like that there's a bit of things going on here. So depending on your team, if you could actually have both of those, ooh, that'd be kind of cool. 3 or more is a bit hefty though. If this character is shooter and slasher in every single form of this character, that's going to be cool, because that already fulfills, if you're on double of these units, that already fulfills like 2 roles on your crew. So, okay, this is kind of fascinating. Okay, I kind of dig it. And again, we don't know what the solo captain abilities are of this character, because that can honestly change things too. Because the solo captain abilities, if they're not good, this character just is going to be hard to use. Captain ability is very interesting though. Okay, they are not EX super either, so that's interesting to see. Let's have a look at this special ability. 13 turns, so probably 14 without the expansion. 50 times their attack and non-type damage to random enemies 10 times, so they're a damage dealing special, which is good. Slasher and shooter characters critical rate by what the heck is this? This is the new stuff that people were dating mining ages ago. So we're finally getting it. Okay, we need to read this very carefully here. Boosts slasher and shooter characters critical rate by 30%. Boosts damage dealt when landing a critical hit by 75%. Effect applies only to characters with the critical attack potential ability. Highest possible chance is 100%. Okay, that is so weird. Okay, so this is the first character in the game to have an ability to buff crits. So we knew this was coming, we just didn't know how it was going to be applied. So this is it, 30% crit increase. Okay, so if a character has, let's say, it's an 80% chance to land a crit, I assume this buffs it to 100%? It depends if it's an additive buff or a multiplicative buff. Like, is it like buff the crit rate by 1.3 times? Or is it like add 30% to the chance? Because that actually will make a big difference, okay? And then the damage dealt by landing a crit is increased by 75%. I think that's actually really cool. I don't know how powerful this is going to be overall. I wonder what the final tap is going to do if that's the case. Okay, let's continue. Reduces all enemies' HP by 10% at the end of the turn for 3 turns. Becomes KIZARU and Fuji for 3 turns. And then if the captain is a slasher or a shooter, boost slasher and shooter characters chain multiply growth rate of normal attacks up to 0.7. If you hit a perfect, that's really strong actually. That's incredible. That's a big increase. I believe that might be the highest chain multiplier tap timing growth thing that we've seen. The special actually doesn't do a whole lot. They're really banking on that this critical hit thing is going to be like absolutely absurd. So we're going to have to wait and see exactly how good this is. I'm fascinated to see how good it is, because this could be like a new wave of ways to do damage, because then again, you know, if you're just applying all of these massive damage dealing buffs, like hypothetically, I'm pretty sure Gear 5 has a crit, right? So if you have like Gear 5 on your crew and you have this guy on it and he increases his crit by like, so it becomes a guaranteed crit, and then you buff the damage by 75%, like, how much damage is that really giving you? You know what I mean? Because critical hit, it's not the best potential ability in the game, because the amount that it actually adds to your damage is very minimal. Because when a character performs a normal attack, it actually does multiple hits at a time, and the critical hit will only buff the damage of the last normal attack hit. So again, I don't know how good this is going to be. It has potential though. It has potential. And also increasing the chain effects is very cool, because it's a very good stackable buff. I like that they have end of turn damage as well, allowing you to get around resilience effects. Very fascinating. I was not expecting this when coming into this. All right. Crewmate ability is immune to blindness, which is cool. And then there's the other one up here. Tandem slots matching for slasher shooters. Okay. And the switch effect changes their own slot into tandem and applies a 15% slasher shooter resistance. And their super switch, which is how many switches? Do we see? It's down the bottom here. 6. Okay, 6 is a little high. Changes their own slot and adjacent slots to tandem, 30% slasher shooter resistance. Okay, I mean, it's kind of whatever, unfortunately. Let's have a look at this final tap. So the final tap at the final battle, and it changes this character's slot into tandem, further boosts the chain multiplier of the final tap by 4x. Yeah, this is good. That's a pretty good final tap. A lot better than those base attack boosting ones. I like it. I think this character's really fascinating. I don't know how good this is going to be. Like, it's very unique. Like, these characters that they're releasing in this banner are so strange. But it has potential, and I like that both this and Uta have barrier pierce. Hopefully they're the good barrier pierces, not like the Ezo batch where you had to be like below or high above a certain health threshold. Just make it permanent, please. Please just make it permanent, so it actually works with Beckman, Lucky Roo, and also Legend Ezo. We'll have to wait and see. But slasher shooter stuff, I'm a big fan of. Let's move on to the PvP. So they are an attacker style unit. Their special ability 34 CT is pretty high. Targets enemies in a large range for a 35% health cut. If 5 or more shooters are on the crew, target themselves for attack buff level 5 and CT speed up level 5. I like that. And then target 3 high speed enemies for 2 times attack 2 times. I like this because shooters really lacked good damage dealing characters, and now we have this guy that has a huge health cut. Well, I say a huge health cut. It's a good health cut and also does good damage. This seems very good. And then shooter attack up. Oh, yes. And defense. Nice. Crit up as well. After receiving damage up to 3 times. Dude, yeah, this is going to be almost a staple, I think, on shooter teams. I think the new shooter style squad, well, it is annoying as well because it is a dual unit. So you can't really abuse using Kuzan on your squad because Kuzan only gives buffs to Sai and Quick. But even still, you could still use Super Tandem Ace, the Anniversary Ace. He's really good for shooters. I still think Legend Frankie is still a good shooter character for health cuts. Legend Zephyr was okay. Hopefully he receives a Super Evolution with this movie celebration. Wow, okay, this is some good stuff for shooters. Shooters finally getting some good support. I love it. And then the GP, after you deal 20,000 damage, which is really not that much. That's very easily achievable. And you can launch it 4 times. Targets 2 enemies with high special CT for an 80% CT delay. And then target 2 high HP enemies for 5k damage. Okay, well, I kind of get why this is a very easily achievable GP burst. This is more of like a disruptive kind of burst that you can stop your opponent from launching specials. I think that there are potential uses for this, but again, when we're comparing this to what Gear 5 can do, like Gear 5 just is too good. But this is something that could be useful. Being able to just disrupt your opponent so that you just are able to win is really good. Like if you see your opponent's about to launch a really bad special against you, you can pop this, stop it from happening. It does only target 2 characters with high special CT, so you do have to be very careful, because if you launched it at the wrong time, you know, you might reduce the CT of some characters, but it could target the wrong one. So there's a bit of risk involved with something like this. And then they boost slasher shooters and int. Okay, well, again, I don't think this character is going to see use in GP, but in normal Rumble, seems pretty good to me. I kind of dig it. This is a very fascinating character. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this one. I like that they're trying some different things here. I think the captain ability has a lot of potential as well. Really comes down to what their classes are in their solo form, because if Fujitora isn't classified as both shooter and slasher in his normal form, that will hurt him as a captain. And I do think that their solo forms are going to be kind of interesting to see what that is. I think the special is also really cool because it's providing new stackable buffs that you can have for your crew to give you more damage. we'll have to wait and see how things progress moving forward. But let me know your thoughts and opinions about KIZARU and Fujitora down below in the comment section. Really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.